So obviously the Jags just traded a big quarterback. So the Jags moved up and they traded with the Browns right now. So let's get the organized. Alright? Do you still feel like, because that's a little different. So you see, hey, if Travis going back and forth, what do you think about that? What do you think about the Jags moved up? The Jags moved up and they traded with the Browns. So number two. So is the third pick still?
They have to be drafted. You can't take another quarterback.
And the Browns are moving down to the third pick. So the Giants are still number three.
Wow.
This is getting murky. They gotta be challenged. I'm for the fourth pick. How did that be there?
Man, that's something.
So who would have been? Just playing hypotheticals. If Atlanta had traded him to get Cam
It'd be a distraction.
in 2010,
It'd be a distraction.
what would it be like when you put Bill Hometown?
It would have been a distraction. It would have been pre-draft party at Magic. It would have been just too much, too fast, immaturity. You know what I'm saying? 25.
Would y'all like Cam to be drafted to the Atlanta Falcons?
I wouldn't have been.
Yeah, the Sox would have been a back.
No, I would have been up out of this city faster than doggone the PPP loan reimbursements. I would have been out of here, though. But let me tell you something. I would have been gone. I think about a 22-year-old kid looking with money in his pocket with a city that he knows. For the longest time while I was in Charlotte, I didn't even know where I was. I still needed my homegirl Siri to help me out. You know what I'm saying? And Uptown was still a developing city or space in Charlotte, so I didn't have too much to kind of pay for. But at the same time, being in Charlotte was just close enough to get back home if I needed something, but just further enough for somebody to have to call before they came. You know what I'm saying? Don't just pop up on me. You know, just everybody surprises. You gonna be surprised.
So look, what we see, obviously, we see you walk across the stadium, we see you do the interview, but what we don't see is when you walk off the stage. So what happens? Immediately after you get drafted, you walk off the stage, take us through that.
When you get right off the stage, they have it's almost like not a radio role, but an interview role, where it's beat writers, it's national news, it's certain things. He's not going to see the light of day until probably pick 8. He's going to take pictures. He's going to take pictures with the number 1 jersey. He's going to take pictures with all this, you know, that and the third. And it's going to be a blur.
Yeah.
So I remember, you know, when I had my specific plan, by the time I looked up, the first round really wasn't even close to being done. And you was just checking in to see where certain people went, what team they went to, and obviously it's a big day for so many people. And you're just excited for everybody to get drafted.
So since we got him in the radio, even though they're not, traded the pick, we want to get him in. The Jaguars pick is in. But we want to bring our next guest up. Y'all ready for the next guest? All right. Who we got is the 2008 national champion, 3-time Pro Bowler, and interesting fact, college roommate with Cam Newton. None other than the Joe Hayden.
My boy. Joshua was good with it. Okay, turn him up.
Turn him up.
JoJo.
Yeah.
My boy, how you doing, dog?
Man, I'm solid, brother. How you?
Man, listen, it's so crazy how the NFL works, especially draft night. Now, before the draft, they had Adam Schefter come up with this tweet that says explosiveness or explosion, something like that, for tonight. And here we have the first pick or the second pick of the draft was traded by the Cleveland Browns for the Jags. Tell me your thoughts about who the Jags are going to and talk to me about your Cleveland Browns.
They better take Travis Hunter, and right now, I'm low-key sick to my stomach because I thought we was taking Travis for sure, and if we don't get Shador after this, I'm gonna be more sick because it's like we had number 2 pick. don't just try to trade back. Don't be too smart for your own good. And I thought we were too smart for our own good. And let's get back and get a quarterback.
Now, the person before you, my dog CJ2K, gave us a lot of insight. He gave us a lot of stuff that we was like, okay, cool. Do you have any type of insight where the Cleveland Browns are thinking about going?
Yeah. I would have been looking so crazy because I would have said, yeah, we get Travis Hunter at 2 for sure. And they traded it back, and if you would have saw me there, if I'd have been on camera, I was looking nuts in the waiting room. I knew nothing. I was like, yeah, we get Travis to show we got the 2 pick, so my intel would have not been good.
Yeah, we go from a good source to a bad source.
But even when you talk about Travis, talk about the player Travis is. Obviously, you know what I'm saying. Obviously, Cam coach going to see one in. But can you just talk about what do you think about Travis as a player, cornerback and a wide receiver?
He's special. He's special. I think like I was the number 1 corner. He's like me at corner, and he's the number 1 receiver. He's like Percy Harvin at receiver, and that's hard to beat. To be the number 1 option, they give you the rock, all you're gonna score a touchdown. They put you on defense, you're gonna be the number 1 guy. So being that special is tough to do. I play high level college football, and you're not being a dude that can do both. There's dudes that can do receiver, go crazy, and there's dudes that can do defense and go crazy. Having him that can do both, Charles, Dion, and himself, there's special dudes that can do that, and he's that guy. So I'm like, we missed on somebody that you don't be too smart to outsmart yourself. He's somebody that's different.
Yeah, it was so crazy because a lot of things in media, people talking about generational talent. I think that was Tennessee Titans who said that. But being in a locker room with guys, man, everybody is good. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is exceptional from where they're from. But I think the reality of going into a locker room, could you give us some insight of being a veteran? What do you look forward to in the rookie that comes in?
You look for the rookie that at the end of the day that can take coaching. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you don't know. You have that's looking for an OG, a good OG, one that's ready to guide you, one that can give you some good guys, that give you good game. You know what I'm saying? So just somebody that comes in humble, hungry, ready to work, ready to learn, and trying to ball. Balling is going to solve all of this. So we're just looking for a rookie that's coming in the joint, ready to listen, ready to try to make meetings on time, and just learn how to be a pro.
Breaking news, Travis Hunter just went to the Jags. They got him, bro. They got him.
So they made it abundantly clear that they will be playing him.
I think there's certain people, as a Deion Sanders, that was doing it, and as a Travis Hunter that came around, and the dude's not winning. He loves the game. He's not going out partying, Cam. He's not going outside. Dude's going outside. He's drinking water. He's fishing, and he's getting his rest. You know what I'm saying? He's studying the tape. He's getting that job, doing the extra coaching and the extra things that it takes. I couldn't do it because I'm not getting that extra tape. I'm going outside. I'm chilling, doing my thing. But with him, I think there's certain people that if he wants to do it, and he's gonna be able to take that time to do it. Like, we get the extra coaching, be in the film room, get that extra, you know what I'm saying, that tutoring, you knowing the offensive side, the same, defensive side. And I think there's certain people that want it, and he wants to show them that he can do it. So I think he's going to be special.
Man, one of the things that you was talking, bro, it was almost like we raised each other. Because when people don't know, me and Joe came into the University of Florida together, and that was my roommate. And it was like, yo, we was like this is the family show. It was 2 individuals that knew nothing. It was like, it's a whole
Bro, this was Ken. We were good kids, and we were coming in. We left the we graduated early. Like we didn't even go no prom, no nothing. We were still in school, in college, like still 17 young boys, bro.
Man, listen, we were good kids with bad intentions. Our second day on campus, Ted, they won a national championship. Second day on campus. So they didn't have it where the new enrollees could go and practice like we do now. So we went straight to school. So as we was enrolling in classes, they was canceling class out of respect of the national championship. So they won a national championship and it was ridiculous. That whole experience was like, yo, this is what college is gonna look like. And just to keep it above. You from Maryland, I'm from Atlanta. So
shot.
What? Okay. This was a North
Did
Carolina
y'all
section.
move in at the same time?
Yes.
So y'all both parents though. You got a memory. Because y'all had 3 NFL players in one room. Which was y'all 2?
So it was a 2x2.
Okay.
So we had the bathroom that connected us with both wheels. We had Air Hernandez,
That's
the twins.
Mom, Black.
This was on, dog. Like, we were 17 years old in college, and it was one of those situations that's like, bro, we were so close, but so competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember a time real quick where we knew we belonged when we played basketball versus the 2008 class that they had in Seattle.
Come on.
It was 07 versus everybody. So we literally had to get our respect at the, I don't know what it was, the rec center or something like that. Carlos
That's what the
Dunlap.
mirrors at.
Carlos Dunlap. Joe, obviously Joe was the guard. Chico was also a ball handler. We had to, we wanted to prove all of it.
I want to ask, even on hers, do y'all have one good memory? It's a family show. Do y'all have one memory as y'all being roommates? One memory.
I saw Joe Hayden transform from a good old boy to a city boy right in front of my eyes. Like, he was such a good guy. And then I was saying, I was staying in 3 months. I'm like, yo, Joe, where you at, bro? And I'm outside. I see you soon. Joe was one of the only players on the team to be able to lift his body weight times 2. That's how strong Joe Hayden is. You know what I'm saying? I think it was Percy. It was a ridiculous amount of strength that this guy had. But he was he never
Got the Giants.
put the party in before the play.
That's good.
See what I'm saying?
That's why you go to the next level.
Yeah, I'm just sure.
Right, so the Giants pick is in. They're about to make a selection. It's a good call. You think that's going to be a game changer for the Giants?
I mean, I do. I think that's gonna be that's amazing. That's a good pass rusher. But I don't know. I just feel like people are missing on Shadur. I don't know why, but I understand. This is a great pick. He's gonna be a game changer. They got another defensive end on the other side already. That's pretty good. So I mean, 2 of them not gonna hurt. But I just know quarterback is just a position. I don't know. Russell, you know what? You got it back there. We want to just have a generational defensive end. Try to see what you can do with it. If they don't believe in, if they don't think if they don't believe Shadur can take them there, and Russell Wilson's gonna be a vet. They got somebody stable that can just manage it. Then I think they feel like they made the right pick.
So do you feel like, because I think we keep talking about Shadur. Do you think Shadur, what is like Shadur's like most spark moment? Like, you know what I'm saying? What are some elements that he can really spark a team? Because I know you're talking about Shadur, but like him coming in, how can he really spark a team and help them win and turn around?
I think because he can put the ball in great places. Like, he's very competitive. I think he really does love the game. He might not be the most mobile, but he's a little wiggly. Patrick Mahomes is not the most athletic, but he gets a little, I call it a little wiggle. You know what I'm saying? Just to get around. But his accuracy, and he loves the game. His dad, I think people just he rubs people the wrong way. And I think that's the main thing. I don't think it's his play, and I think he wants to be great. Him going later is only going to be better for him to have that chip on his shoulder, you know what I'm saying, to be able to screw people wrong.
Now, I'll say this though, to go back to your earlier question, one of the things that me and Joe would always connect, even as a group of snappers, was fashion. Right? But I remember very vividly, I can't remember the ball, but we was on this black boy slang, we were on a holiday. Spit real talk. And Joe was always the swaggy and hardy type of guy that threw our age right there. But Joe, talk to me about your fashion, bro. Something that's off topic real quick. You know what I'm saying?
It's the DMV. I'm from Maryland, bro, and in DC, Maryland, Virginia, everybody got some fresh. No matter how much money you got, you're gonna be able to look like you got $1,000 in your pocket. You're gonna look like $1 million regardless. So it was just something I was always on. And I collected shoes since I was in the 6th grade. So I was always a sneakerhead. Big time sneakerhead. And just look fresh, looking clean. That's my job. So you know, right now,
What you
I
got?
got
What
this
you got?
OG, you know what I'm saying? Just on some chill. Just throwing out the
It's
chill.
some light,
Just
some light.
on the light bag.
Yeah. So what's your top three? If you had J's, give me your top three J's in the collection. What you say?
Okay, I'm gonna go with I like to do the virtual Jordan 1s, OGs, 85s.
Okay.
I got custom pair of Jordan 12s. One of 23 Jordan brand members. They football skin, and then I would say Oregon Duck 3s.
Now I'm gonna ask, because Cam always say this now. He says Jordans have an expiration date. So after a certain age, you feel like you shouldn't be wearing or can't wear J's. And I'm gonna let you explain. But talk to him. What's your expiration on wearing a sneaker?
I feel like it's go ahead, Cam, 'cause you know
Because they
I'm
talk about Cam got some Michael Jackson's on.
That's right, too. That's right, too. You know, I said like this. My thing about Jordans is this. Don't be the old head in the line waiting on James. If you wear James, you gotta have a plug. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the dude that's standing in line, that's standing up next, like, okay, I'm next. Like, bro, that has an expiration date. If you don't know how to wear James, you can wear James with anything. I can't say that. But you gotta know how to wear it. If you got the whole jump man from top to bottom, you looking like a man. That's a good thing. Like, you can't do that. You gotta know how to wear it. Jumper's always been a guy that's been fashionable. Always put on for, you know what I'm saying, man. It's showing this player in so many ways. I got a question for you, Joe.
Alright? You're gonna get this one.
Something off the topic, but on time. Give me two do's and don'ts for the girlfriends that's on draft. Can you put the girlfriends on?
Two do's and don'ts to the girlfriends. Definitely, the more you try to make it not about you, the better you are. It's showing that it's his day, stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my jokes. It's his day, stay out the way. You know what I'm saying? Big family vibes. You know what I'm saying? Try to do as much as making sure the mom, the family's taken care of. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give them what you should do. Stay out the way, make sure mom and the family's taken care of, because you're gonna see him a little bit later. Everything's gonna be good. Make sure mom is good, grandma's good, and then you do the drink, is everybody good? Okay, boom. And just stay out the camera.
Take your day, stay out there. Now, what's the percentage? What's the staying percentage typically of people who go into draft night in a relationship? Do they typically make it to the end of their rookie season?
I was saying, so this is the thing. It's the ones the girls that are literally staying out the way and it's not about them. They got really genuine girls that do with them just because they do love the family. They do really care about these dudes. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be there. The ones that literally be trying to wait and just found them like, oh no, now he's nice. I wasn't mocking him before, but he's about to get to the league. He look better now. They ain't gonna be out the way before the first. You know what I'm saying? Because they can be replaced. But the ones that genuinely, I feel like they can stay.
Say that. Joe, we're going to bring you back in the fifth pick and talk to us about thinking of the rest of the show. Give us a pause real quick. We got to bring somebody back in, and I'll see you in a quick second. Yeah.
I'm post up, fellas.
Say that.
Well, as Joe goes off, the Patriots pick is in. Alright, so our next guest is a New England Patriot. He's a 3-time Super Bowl champion and also a Super Bowl champion MVP. Your former teammate, none other than Julian Edelman.
Jules, my guy. How we doing, guy?
I'm good. You see my do you see my name tag?
No.
What I logged in on as?
What is it, squirrel? Highway 11.
Highway 11.
It's always open, by the way. One of my biggest regrets while I was in New England was that I only had Highway 11 for a good 2 games.
2 games. Joker's wheels fell off.
Literally. It was
Joker
I know y'all got a very close-knit fraternity. You got more yards than me, dog, than any other quarterback. I'm just saying.
Yeah, quarterback.
I'm just saying, man. Talk to us about the New England Patriots, bro. Talk to us about just where they are. Their selection is in right now, but just the standing and how do they get back to the dynasty level?
I think getting back takes time, and there's a process, and there's a good group of guys in there. I think right now, Coach Vrabel and his coaching staff, having Josh McDaniels, having Elliott Wolf, having that holy trinity, the owner, GM, head coach. When you get that solidified, that's when you can start building your team. With how they addressed free agency this offseason, you can see that Braves brought in a bunch of guys that are tough, hard-nosed guys on defense. I expect them to go with probably an offensive line here, a couple of weapons on the outside to beef up that offensive line for Drake. So there's exciting times. There's still a long road to go. They got to put a lot of work in. But, I think when you have the guy that's steering the boat, Drake man and Braves. I think Braves and Drake man. I think that combination, it's a quarterback coach combination. Holy Trinity, owner, GM too as well. So
I ask you, Jules, do you think that it's a plus or a minus for the longevity of Drake May with Josh McDaniels?
I think it's a plus.
Okay, talk to me.
He's gonna learn how to. I watched the system he was in last year, and it was a different system that I was accustomed to, and I saw the protections. When you're with Josh, he's really good at fabricating the offense around the talent of the quarterback. Example, we have Tom Brady, he's a pocket quarterback. We did that. He had a different offense. You go to Mac Jones, made a Pro Bowl, went to the playoffs, had a different style of offense, gave him everything they could handle. We had Cam Newton come in for a year, we changed our offense completely. We were productive with it. So I think the ability to fabricate your offense to your players' best talents, and that player being Drake May, I think it's going to be a plus for him.
Man, listen, this is always something that I love watching from afar. And people don't really understand what the Patriot way is, right? And there's an ecosystem in regards to the coaches. You see, Vrabel is a guy who came through, the Patriots at one particular point. Josh McDaniels goes to another organization to get the back and always know in the back of his pocket. He's a Patriot guy. Robert Kraft does an unbelievable job with nurturing relationships and fostering relationships and making sure that nobody is burned through the bridges. Now, the thing about Josh is this. His success has always been contingent of him being a coordinator. For his longevity, do you see him staying as a coordinator for years to come, or is this a one-stop for things for the future years?
I think we all know in this league, if you get two opportunities at the head job and it doesn't go right, you're usually going to go somewhere else. And I can't speak for other teams, but I think, that's how it goes. And with Josh, I think his experience as head coach and being a coordinator and having that side of the ball solidified, which that's how it was when Bill was there.
Yeah.
Bill worried about the team, defense, special teams, and Josh McDaniels are worried about the offense. Now, Bill had his keys, and we had to run certain things, and he'd give him, what he thought about the game plan. But when you have a guy like Josh McDaniels who has head coach experience, it allows the head coach to coach the team. So he doesn't have to worry about the offense. He doesn't have to worry about the defense. We have really good coordinators. It allows the head coach to coach football to the whole team. And I think that's what you get with Josh McDaniels. I think he's going to be there for a while. He's got family there. He loves it there. Josh loves New England. He loves the Patriots. He's had a lot of great memories with the Patriots. And the Patriots love him. He's gave us a lot of great memories. I mean, he's a huge part of the reason why, there's 6 Lombardis up there.
So, let's talk real quick about Will Campbell, the But on top of that, let's talk about that first. Talk to us about Drake May and his new addition with Will Kelly.
I love it. I mean, Drake got hit way too much last year. Now he was able to make plays, but his feet were all over the place, and that's because he had guys in his lap all day long, every play. So what this does is when you get that run game going, you get an offensive line going, then it's going to allow Drake to learn the offense. Okay, and when he starts learning the offense, learning the protections, learning where the open receivers are, then let's throw a Ferrari out there and go get us a bad boy receiver or something. But until that offensive line is solidified and they got a run game, that's something I would like to address all the time. All my Super Bowl runs, we had a good run game going into those playoffs, and it opens up everything. You know that, Cam. The run game's a quarterback's best friend because you get that play action, that explosion play on second down after second and 4, you get a 35-yard tight end right down the middle of the field off that play action. You know what I mean? You get those kind of things.
And the crazy reaction right now is because the Cleveland Browns on the clock, and they didn't go with Shador, they went for the defensive tackle, Mason Brown. So that's crazy. But I want to talk to you about this real quick, and also to pick up Stephon Diggs coming to the league. But just talk about him. Also, you can't connect with him. What does the relationship have to be with a veteran wide receiver and a young quarterback? And how do you think they will manage in the league?
I'm really excited that they got to pick up Stephon Diggs. Stephon's he's got this whole narrative that he's loud, this, that. He's a diva receiver. But from where every time I talk to anyone who's played with him, he's like, everyone always says he's a hard worker, he busts his ass into practice, he works hard, and receivers are always a little something. But I think the Stephon Diggs you're getting right now, you're getting a motivated Diggs. You gotta prove something, so you're getting a pissed off Diggs, you're getting some urgency. You may get a little asshole in that room that's gonna fire up that receiver room. It's going to bring everyone else's plays up. So I think that's going to be great for the division. Now, the relationship with the young quarterback, I think Josh is going to have to step in there and facilitate that. Because if I was in there with a young quarterback, I'd be manipulating that guy to throw it every goddamn time. That's just the truth. But you can't do that. We're trying to win. You know what I mean? I think Stephon Diggs is maturing. I mean, he's seen the other side. He saw winning football when he was with the Buffalo Bills and he gets hurt. Had a couple good years. He's got that perspective now of like, all right, I know what this is about. I was younger back in the day, maybe doing some stupid shit here and there. But like, we're all young, dumb, and we all grow. And I feel like he's a motivated guy that's going to go in there and help that team.
Yeah. One of the things too that it really hasn't hit home yet, but he does get to play the Buffalo Bills twice. So
that's exactly what I want. That's 4 games. Because you win that game, that's 2 games. So you play them twice, that's 4 games. Well, why would you want to have a guy in that room pissed off trying to beat that team the most? And that's the least productive room we've had in a long time. You know what I mean? So like that could be a good thing if it's done right.
And no matter what he thought about doing or what he was thought about Josh is a very fiery guy.
Hey, I'm coming back.
So, the first things that you asked me, when I just got up there with him, he's like,
Excuse me.
At first I was in like August when I came back.
Choke, no joke. Outside. Came to hang out with Cam Newton, draft party. You already know. Then I'm about to boogie. You know what I mean? I stayed for the first 5 people, man. It's only the top 10. But I had enough. You already know. I do need to build with him, try to get on his show. I did not think about that. But you already know. Choke no jiggity joke. I'm out. You know what it is. These motherfuckers with this parking over here, I was about to beat this dude up. Somebody, he gonna boot me. He trying to make me pay $20 for parking. When it's a public parking meter, you just put your license plate in the meter and it tells you how much to pay. It was $12. He told me, no, because I'm here, you're gonna get a boot. I'm like, oh yeah, all right. Boot my shit, and I'm gonna fucking boot my foot up right up in your ass when I come back. Now where the fuck he at? Look, now he ain't even out here. I know he was hustling. I knew it. Nigga done made his little money and got up out of here. But they got the big ass sign right here to say scan here, right? Yeah, I know it better not be no boot on my car. I was gonna fuck him up on everything. Let me show y'all the sign. Look. There's a sign right here. Scan to pay. This motherfucker talking about, nah, you gotta pay me. You gotta pay me. $20. $20? I said, I'm paying that shit on the fence, nigga. Scan there, and it said, I scan it, it should say $12.50. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not paying you $20. They got on one of these fake ass jackets that he made and got everybody over here paying. I'm telling them, yo, y'all ain't gotta pay him. Trust me. Now this person, they pulling in, he ain't here. So all they gonna do is use the machine. I knew I was doing the right thing. Nigga ain't slick. But that's the ATL thing. Y'all see the Mercedes-Benz Theater right there. You know what I mean? These niggas will hustle you out of your money in Atlanta for parking, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, trying to stay fly out here. Ain't trying to spend no money on all that parking. You know what I mean? Choke no joke. I'm out. About to go. I had to make sure y'all see the Mercedes-Benz thing. You know what I mean? ATL, I love you. A-Town down. You already know. Up top, down bottom. Choke no joke. You already know. New York ATL. Up top, down bottom. All right, I'm out. Peace. Shout out to Cam Newton. Thanks for the invite. I appreciate it, brother. One love.